It is market day, time for another market video. I am going to pack the car, have some breakfast, and make some coffee, and then we're gonna hit the road. So super quick intro, but let's do a market together. I have done no filming today, but I have pizza for lunch. So we're taking a break while it's a little bit quieter than it has been. It's so busy at this market. I'm hoping that I'll do a walk around later to show you. Hopefully you can hear this. It has been over a month since the market. I really thought that I had filmed a wrap up not that long after the market, but I can't find it anywhere. So if I did, if I didn't, the clip is lost to the technology gods. So I'm going to do my best to remember how the market went, vibes of the market, and then I do still have all of the breakdown of everything that I sold and how much for, etc., in front of me, so we can still go through that as planned. So let's just get into it, I suppose. The market was really fun. This is always just such a nice vibe market. It was just Kieran and I this time manning my stall. Last time my best friend Hannah came, but she was unfortunately otherwise occupied, so she couldn't come this time, which was a bit sad, but we still had a lot of fun. It was busy as always. This market is always really busy. I think people this time around were buying a little bit less, but overall, we were still having really fun conversations with people and met some really lovely humans, which is always nice. Also got to have great chats with other vendors there, which is always just so beautiful to connect with other creative people that live in the same area and, I don't know, are doing so many different cool things. So if you are a vendor at Colourful Minds, shout out to you for making the day so awesome. And if you came and visited, same thing. I also just want to say a really big thank you to Annalise and Nicole, who run the Colourful Minds Market. You would have seen a clip of them in the little kind of market walk around that I did. These two people are just the kindest, most thoughtful humans, and they run a really good market. We always feel so well looked after, and just everything they do in this market is very, very considered, and they are very considerate of their vendors and the people who come to enjoy their market. So huge shout out to both of you. And also, we've just found out that there is going to be a Colourful Minds Market in Canberra next year in, I think, around March sometime. I might be wrong on the timing, but jump onto the Colourful Minds Market Instagram, which I will put on the screen here. Go and check them out. If you're in the Canberra area, you will have another cool market to go and check out because it's really awesome. I'm sure it'll be just as good an event down there as the Sydney ones are. So that is my little plug for the market. I will also say, normally I would film a little kind of on the day vibes driving home, but Kieran and I were both so tired after this market because it felt like we were having a lot of conversations and it was really busy in that regard. And so I think we were just both more like mentally drained. And because this time it was just the two of us instead of there being three of us, obviously there was like a little bit more that we each had to do because there wasn't a third person also taking some of the conversation. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry that it's kind of like, it feels this vlog kind of feels like a bit of jump cut between like a really quick intro to just market clips to now it's over and it's been over for a month. So not how I would normally like to do my market videos. So I'm just going to address it in this little section of the video, but it is what it is. These are the clips that we got. This is how much talking I ended up doing in the vlog, and now I will share the breakdown with you. I'm going to be looking at my laptop down here, so apologies if I'm not looking at you the whole time. I'm going to go from what I sold the least of, I guess, to what I sold the most of, which I think is normally how I do it. A few prices I changed around from past markets, so I will let you know the prices that I was selling things for. First off, I had a single baby axolotl and I did sell it. I believe the pattern is from Crochet Grove for this one. I will put in the description all of the patterns that I sold and also who they're by and a link to them where relevant. So if you're interested in any of them, go and check them out. So one baby axolotl sold for $18. I sold one of my chubby pigs, which was a pattern test that I did for Kaylee Crochet. I had two of them and one of them sold for $30. I also did another pattern test for Kaylee Crochet of this little corn and its husks, like you can move them up and down. It was like a relatively large corn. So that one I had for $25 and it sold to my friend Annie at Pencil Critter, who there also was a clip of in the market vlog clip. So if you are so inclined, go and check her stuff out because just the most amazing illustrations, so whimsical, so beautiful. My Frog Club t-shirt, if you have seen it in past vlogs, is from Annie, so highly recommend checking her out. I also sold one of my beaded fidget keychains. I think it was the last one I had left. I didn't make any new ones for this market. I just had it left over from the last market. I sold that for $10 and it is a free YouTube tutorial on here from Jenny at In My Spare Time Crochet. I sold one flower buddy for $18. That was one that I made in the like testing free patterns video that I did, where it was like an Instagram challenge that I got tagged in by Jenny from In My Spare Time Crochet, and I made it as part of that. So I just had it up for $18 because I hadn't timed it or anything. I only made one of them. I priced it based on vibes, so that's where it landed, and it found a new home. I sold one of my fruit blobs for $12. I completely forget at this point which fruit it was, but that one is from my free fruit blobs pattern, which is on YouTube as a tutorial if you want the watermelon, and it's like a pretty cheap PDF if you want all of the mods to make them into different fruits and things like that. So that'll be in the description as well. I also sold one pair of cat ears for $30. These are the ones that like go around your headphones. I sold a few of them at the cat market. I still had some left over. A pair sold, and then I also, off the back of the market, got a custom order for another pair that were in a color that I had run out of. So that was good. Like, I'm not counting obviously the custom as part of my market, but it was a lead that I got from the market. So, you know, some markets, that's what it's about. I did also have one itty bitty kitty left from my market my cat market, I guess, and I sold that one for $15. That's a Crochet Mizari pattern. I sold one of my no-sew turtles for $18. I have quite a few of these. In my first Colourful Minds Market that I took them to, they sold pretty well. And then I made a bunch of them, I think as part of like a challenge video here on YouTube, and I'm still working my way through those. So kind of sad that more of them didn't sell, but also glad that at least one sold, so you know. I did also sell one of my $10 octopuses, which is, I'm pretty sure, a free pattern. I will need to find who that is by because I made it so long ago, and I think since making these, I haven't made any. I've just been kind of working my way through them. I haven't restocked them. I made way too many for my first market like 2 years ago. Anyway, I had 3 platypuses that I took. One of them was like Perry style and the other 2 were regular platypus colors, and my Perry the platypus sold, and that was for $20. I finally sold the pumpkin that I made for this market last year, which I thought like maybe I'll make a couple of pumpkins and have Halloween stuff, and I hadn't sold one of them. I did put it down to $18. I think originally they were $25, but it found a new home at this market, which I'm very happy about, to have it out of my inventory and space for new things. I also had a few swinging animals, which was another pattern that I pattern tested, and that one I had for $18 and it sold. Again, closer to the time I would have remembered which of the animals it was, but I don't remember right now. It was either a bee or a bear, I think. I don't know, sorry. I sold one of my hash browns for $15. This was a very silly little pattern that I quickly whipped up in the midst of like hash brown gate on Threads, if you were on Threads during that weird and wonderful few days where hash browns just absolutely took over. It is a free pattern that is on my blog, so the link will be down below if you want to make one. They're very cute. Someone messaged me on Instagram like the day before the market maybe, saying that they were going and that they would love a hash brown if I had one. So I quickly whipped one up the night before the market and took it. That was at least something that I knew was going to sell on the day, which was exciting. It's nice to go to a market knowing that there'll be at least one sale, you know? Running out of breath. I had one of my small chickens, which was, I guess, just like a smaller size of the Okanmalo chicken. I don't know. I think I made it in a smaller yarn or something, or I don't know. I don't know what I did, but it was a smaller version, so I had it for $15 and that one sold. I also had a Sun Jellycat, which I made on a live with Ree and Lucy, which I do have the replay of on my YouTube if you want to go and check it out. But that one I had for just $25 and it sold. I don't know, it maybe would be worth a little bit more in terms of like time and stuff, but I was fine with selling it for $25 and I was happy with that. So I'm glad it found a new home. That is all of the items I only sold one of. So from here, we are quite a bit of the way through and the rest of them have more than one thing that I sold in them. So let's crack into those. Cat key rings that I had left over from my cat market. Once again, these were just the kind of small, they are crochet, but they're flat. They're not really like an amigurumi one. Those ones were $10 each and I sold 2 of them. I sold 2 of my drift octopuses. I thought these would go well at the market and I was happy with selling 2. I think I maybe had 3 or 4 of them, so I still have a couple left over. They get a lot of attention because people think they're really cool. I personally made the plushie versions of them. I'm not sure if I made the finger puppet versions, if they would go a little bit better potentially. I might have to try that in the future. I know Aaron, who is the person who made the pattern at the Crochet Carpenter, it's part of his Stitchkins series where they are all finger puppets, and I know he makes them as finger puppets and they go really well. So potentially in future, I will try them as the finger puppet version. Oh, how many times can I say finger puppet in like 30 seconds? Don't remember if I said it, but they were $30 each. Loaf cats this time did not go as well. I did only have 2 minis with me and both of them sold, but neither the kitten nor the larger sizes sold. I actually might not have had any kitten. I might have only had the like small size and the large size, but either way, 2 of the minis sold for $20 each. I had my scrunchies there. A friend of mine bought 2 of them, so they are $10 each, but I put a discount on them, so they were $9 each in the end, I think. I also sold 2 of those potion bottles that I made at the very end of my prep video. If you haven't seen my prep video, I probably should have pointed out that you should have watched that first, but like, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to see some of these things, you can jump back and check out the prep video. But the potion bottles that I made on my quick trip to Melbourne the weekend before this market, I sold 2 of them, so I was very happy with that. And they were $20 each. The chickens this time, I didn't sell as many as I have in the past, but they were still a good seller. I sold 3 of them and they are $22 each. I still think the white chickens are like the best sellers all the time. One of the chickens went to one of my vendors' kids and she's so sweet. And she then, after she bought the chicken, went to the craft zone and made it a nest and showed me the nest and then made it a house with a pool, and just, it made me so happy seeing how well loved this chicken is. So I hope she is still enjoying it. And if you want to check out her mom's awesome shop, go and check out at Little Olive Creates. She sells awesome like acrylic jewelry and things like that. I have a bunch of pairs from her and really love what she does, so go and check them out. My rats that I had been making towards the end of my prep as well, I sold 3 of them. I was very happy with that. They are $30 each. I did not sell the little white albino one, which Kieran said was a bit creepy because it had red eyes. I can understand feeling like it was a little creepy, but I also just think that it is really cute. And it's like a genuinely, like, white rats have red eyes for the most part, right? So I think it was accurate. It didn't sell, but 3 of the others did. So we did well on the rat front. I'm really starting to lose my voice going through these, but thankfully we only have like 5 more to get through. The next one is fidget mushrooms. These are always pretty good sellers at this market. It's the first place I had them and I sold out of them. And so I've always made sure to have a decent number there. I think I took 7 and I sold 4 of them for $18 each. My chicks in hats went so well. I took 3 of them and I ended up making more while I was at the market because all 3 sold. So I made 2 more of the ones in the frog hats and they both sold as well. So I sold 5 for $15 each, which was awesome. And I definitely need to make more and like different colors, you know, and variations for future ones. And I still really want to put them in like mystery boxes as well. I think that would be fun. So lesson learned for next market to make more of them. My mini flockers also did well. They are often a bestseller at this market. I took quite a few. I think I took maybe 10 of them this time and I did sell 6 of them for $12 each. They are a pattern by Knots by Jack, who I'm not sure is active anymore, but the patterns definitely are still around and they're really, really good market patterns. So go and check them out. My final 2, one of them, I don't know that I spoke about this at all in my prep video, but I used to have a stationery business. Like in lockdown, I just like, I don't know, drew stuff, turned it into like notepads and bookmarks and washi tape and things like that. So I still had a kind of a bunch of stock from that left over that I never sold. And I just, when we moved house, I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this shop anymore. And so I closed it down. So I made mystery bags out of them that were just like $10 each. And in them you got 1 bookmark, 1 vinyl sticker, 1 notepad and 1 washi tape. So like a pretty good deal for $10 in my opinion. I used to sell the notepads on their own for like $7 or $8. So great deal, and 7 of them sold. So that was really good. And I think I'll do that for future markets. I'll just keep taking them as like mystery box type things. They are also up on my website now because I was like, I probably should try and, you know, move some of this stock that I just have lying around my house. So there's mystery bags there as well if you're interested. And finally, the bestseller. I don't know if you can tell what I have not mentioned in this video yet. I think it is always consistently at the top of my market sellers, especially for this market. And they are my claw machine pets or whatever was in there. I sold 10 of them. Very popular in there were the little turkey legs that I had made. I believe those were in my prep video. I will put the patterns down below, but in there I had a mix of like little turkey leg things. The chick that Crochet by Kelsey made, and she has a free version of the chick on her Instagram page, but also has a paid pattern with like a dog, a cat, a whale, a bee, and a bunch of other claw machine pets, which are all really good sizes for claw machines. So if you're a market person and you have a claw machine, go and check that pattern out. It is well worth it. I also had my little whales, which are the All From Jade whale in there, which are a little bit bigger. It was so cute. I think the first thing that sold out of it was a little chick to this boy who just, for the rest of the market, he was like holding it and cradling it and telling, like showing people his little chick that he'd made. And then towards the end of like their time at the market, he came back and he won another one because he really liked it. And his mum was like, are are you sure you want, like, you've already got one? And he was like, no, I want another one. It needs a friend. So that was really cute. And this is the kind of stuff that I love going to these markets for. Like, regardless of how much I sell, I always feel like there are just a few, at minimum, a few little heartwarming things that make me so happy that I can make things that bring joy to other people, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I didn't do markets, I would never really get to see that side of it necessarily. Anyway, that is all of the stuff that I sold, and now I will give you the like financial breakdown because I'm nosy and I always want to know from other people what that breakdown is. I always find it interesting seeing what other people price their makes at, how much they sell, etc., just to kind of keep transparency in the community so that we all, I don't know what's going on and know our value. So I know some people are like not into sharing their finances, which is totally fine. And you do you got to do what you're comfortable with. That is just my reasoning, I guess, for sharing as openly as I do. So that little spiel aside, let's get into this finance part, if I can figure out what I have done with my filters. So all of the sales that I just took you through, it came to total sales were $1,037 worth of stock that I sold. I did, as I mentioned, give a few discounts to like friends and stuff. I didn't tell them I was doing it. I just did it and let them tap. And if they noticed, cool. And if they didn't, that's fine. They're finding out now, I guess. So that was about $14.40 of discounts on that. So my total income on the day was $1,022.60. Then obviously there are costs with every market. So the store cost me $100. The insurance for the store was $33.25, which I pay annually, and I just kind of divide it by roughly the number of markets that I do in a year. So take that price with a grain of salt. The materials, again, take this with a grain of salt. The materials for the plushies that I have like weighed and actually got my material costs for was $51.47, and my square fees for the day were $15.99. So in total that was a like cost to the market of $200.71, which means my net profit for the day was $821.89, which like we're 11 cents off a round number, you know, pesky fees. Anyway, to me, that is a really good market. I really enjoyed it. And again, I guess I don't fully measure the market by how much I sold. I think it's a good market in that it is pretty consistent all day. So it doesn't feel like you have hours of doing nothing and then all of a sudden one big rush and then hours of doing nothing again. I really like that it is like timed entry and we get time to talk to the people who come to our stall and they have time and space to chat to us if they want to as well. So in that regard, I also just really like it because I feel like we get time all day. There is a little bit of a lull at lunchtime when most people go and eat, which means we get to go and eat. So it actually all works out. I really can't overstate how much I enjoy this market, and I'm so glad to keep getting to be a part of it. So hopefully it continues running for many, many years to come and I can continue going to it. Yeah, overall, not as much profit as I have had at this market in the past, but I still had a really great day and I still am very, very happy with that number. I know I didn't mention it. I maybe will have put it on the screen, but all of the prices are in Australian dollars. So if you are watching this from a different hemisphere, a different currency, euros or US dollars, just know that these are in Australian dollars and our dollar is much weaker than yours for the most part. So, you know, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I also want to give a quick shout out to the YouTube members of this channel. I have not been around for a while, so I just really wanted to say thank you for continuing to support the channel while I've been gone. I will have a video out for you, hopefully next week, that is a members only look at what I've been doing, why I've been away for some time. I will eventually put that information or like, you know, share that information more widely on the channel, but for now it is just going to be in this members only video. But yeah, just a big, big thank you for sticking around and helping encourage me to continue making content, which you also do just by being here and watching and commenting and sharing my videos. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy watching them and I hope you get something out of them, whether it's just entertainment or a friend to chill and crochet or knit or whatever, hang out with while you're doing your thing. I'm hoping that I will be back more consistently from now on. I feel like I've said that for a couple of videos now and whatever, things just keep happening, but This one is out for you to enjoy. I really appreciate you being here and watching it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to drop me a comment, let me know what you thought of the market, anything from the clips. Let me know if you do markets in general, or just let me know what you were doing while you were watching, if you're making something or if you're just hanging out. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, thanks so much for being here and enjoy your time on the internet today. Don't spend too long doom scrolling. Bye!